Hello, my YouTube friends. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed day today. I am here to share a tip about caring for what I've had to learn through trial and error for caring for my axolotl. I'll be honest with you, I thought axolotls they didn't actually exist. I thought the first time I ever learned of an axolotl was through my daughter's Pokemon game, so I thought it was just a made up thing. Little did I know until she came up and said, "Hey, Mom, my friend's got axolotls that she's willing to sell us." And I'm like, "Okay." And then she drove over my driveway and had two axolotls. One she kept and one I kept. So they are a strange little creature, but they're pretty cool. But I have had to have a crash course in teaching myself how to actually care for one. Nobody told me, nobody taught me. I've had to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos on caring for him. So through trial and error, and I think I've had him for about 2 months, I've had to learn how to do a lot of things. Today we are cleaning out his tank, and I'm going to show you what I have done to clean up the water. We live out in the country, and the property never had actual, what do you call it, city water installed, so we run off a well. And our house doesn't have a filtration system to filter out all the junk or whatever. I mean, it's still pretty clean water to drink, but it's got a lot of iron in it. It's very heavy in iron. And the first couple times that I replaced his water and put the iron water in there, the water was so cloudy. Even after the second day of having it sit in there with filtration systems running and everything, it was so cloudy in there. I could not see to feed him or care for him or anything. Well, hey, you. I think he's expecting to get fit. Thing. Oh, he's like, "Oh, finger." Yes, he did bite me, and no, it did not hurt. He just thinks I'm feeding him. He's like, "That's not food." But you see how cloudy the water is? Honestly, when I had the iron water in here, it was worse than this. You could not see through the glass, and you could not see him. You didn't see anything in here. Please do not judge for how I have his tank set up right now. It's just the way I've got it. It's the easiest way for me to care for him. So bear with me. I'm going to share my secret with you on how I have cared for this little thing with very high contents of iron water. I'm going to remove I call it an air conditioning system for him because it will get warm inside our bedroom. And this blows water across the top of the tank and keeps him cool. And then we got his little, I don't know what you call it, air filter bubbler, I don't know. Anyways, this just pumps air into this thing, and this, of course, the water level's further down than I'd like it to be. Hence another reason why the water needs changed. But this will put some oxygen into his water for him. But yeah, need to change out his water. So I'm going to be working on that, and I'll come back with you and show you what I've done to help with cleaning up this water. Alright, I got my axolotl out of its tank, in this little bucket of water, the filtered clean water. I got my, this is really nasty. This is overdue for cleaning. But that's why they recommend to, what is it called? Scoop out the extra food that you feed them, to scoop out their poop, which it looks like there's a big piece of it right there. I'm not sure. And to clean their tank out at least once a week. Well, this is like 2 weeks. But this is my electric water pump that I'm going to be pumping out of the tank into this bucket. Hey, leave my plants alone. Another thing is I bought these plants, and these plants actually stick up out of the water at the top of the tank just a little bit, but it's not too bad. These have survived my axolotl. This poor little... Did you take the other one apart, Milo? Uh-oh. I think my dog ran off with my little plant. Anyways, I had a smaller plant. It stood about that tall, and my axolotl like tore it apart. So when they say if you want to put like real plants in with to make them hardy, plants, I don't know what hardy plants are, so I just kind of picked a few plants and put them in there and hope for the best. But my axolotl has not messed with the larger, taller plants, but he has destroyed that small one. So maybe that's what they mean. I don't know. But the only thing, I clean up everything that I've taken out of the aquarium. I will rinse these off, and I will clean this off with soap and water, and I will rinse it off really well before I stick it back in the tank. And here's that air bubbler. I will take that apart and clean it the best that I can. But I've got my electric pump here, and yes, this is a cheating way of doing this, but you know, it beats the heck out of filling up a little cup and taking it to the sink a million times. This thing does really nice. I love it. Whee. It is sucking up all that junk. But yeah, it'll take about 2 buckets full of this water, and then I can take the fish tank in there itself and wash it out with soap and water. I wash just about everything. The only thing I don't wash is the device that puts the air into the air tube and the little air conditioner. The air conditioner device I bought on Amazon. The little air pump right there that I got came from a pet store. But this is what I'm going to work on now. While I was carrying the bucket of water out the door and dumped it, I walked back in my bedroom and found my little plant. So my dog did pick it up and drag it off. His little nose gets him in trouble. I mean, I know I needed to remove the little plant from his tank, from Draco's tank anyways, but I named my axolotl Draco. And I didn't name him, I kind of named him after the character on Harry Potter, but honestly, I look at my axolotl and I'm like, man, he looks like a water dragon, like an ocean dragon. And the first name that came up to my head whenever I thought about that was Draco. He's doing pretty good in there. Good. Yeah, I'm trying to tickle him like he's a dog or a human or something. Look at that. You're such a cool little creature. Like, just so cool. And when he nipped me earlier, it didn't hurt at all. It didn't bother me. I have learned that they've got like little nubs for teeth. So yeah, it, it doesn't hurt at all. And the water pump that I'm using, I also bought on Amazon. I think I paid like 40 bucks for it, but I tell you what, it beats the heck out of scooping the water out a little cup at a time to clean the tank out. I wanted to show you guys this. This is pretty cool. My little Axolotl's air conditioning device. Yeah, that rotates, so you can point it like straight down at the top of the water level. It's got this light. Excuse me. Now, axolotls don't like light, but I will put this light on when I'm feeding him at night. Now, the buttons on this thing are a bit stiff. It's got a temperature gauge down there, and this thing can be set to come on if the water temperature rises over, I think I set it at 68. This thing will, the lowest temperature it will go is 65, and the highest it'll go is 95. Of course, we don't want to boil the little critter, so I've got it set to come on if the temperature in the aquarium goes above 65. I had a little technical error here. Ooh! This thing came apart, and I was turning the knob the wrong way and pulled this piece out, and I had to pop it back together. And now I've got to fight to get it back on the edge of the aquarium. Oh, and by the way, this is rechargeable. I removed the power plug on it, and it will stay on. The power plug is not in there anymore. It'll stay on, but it will only run for a day on charge. It's got a timer on it too, where it comes on and bubbles for a few minutes, goes off, comes on, bubble. You know, it's got like a 2-minute interval where it bubbles for like 2 minutes and then it goes off for a few. It just went off. But that's what that does. And my water pump, my electric water pump, I got that thing running. It's got these really cool attachments to it. I've cleaned out the fish tank. I gotta clean these screens off. I gotta rinse the plants off. Did you hear it? It came on. It is getting warm in my bedroom. I need to turn this heater off, honestly. Oh, that's not smart to have him right in front of that. Sorry, dude. He's gotten bigger. He was like that big when I got him. He is 7 inches long now. I'll be right back. It's slowly coming back together. I got the plants rinsed off. I've got his tank washed off. I need to wash that out, and start refilling his tank, putting everything in there and getting him in there. So excuse me while I do that. Alright, I got his air bubbler cleaned. I tell you what, that is a butt to clean out. I have not tried, but if there was a way I could pop this front piece off, this front screen, and like clean the individual beads or pieces out of that would be so much easier. But basically I just run some Dawn dish soap through it and rinse it out until I see no more bubbles or residue or anything coming out of the filter, because honestly it's a pain in the butt to clean. The tube's fine. I've got a long straw cleaner for it, so I can just put soap in it and wash the inside of that. But yeah, I don't have anything that I can stick into this screen to clean the inside of that out easier. Oh, now the next gruesome part, not gruesome, but time-consuming part is dumping these containers into this. Now, these containers are actually filled, and here is my tip, my little secret tip for this. I used to spend $13 and some odd cents once a week buying 10 gallons of, I think, was it purified? No, spring water. I was doing that for 3 weeks. So 30 gallons of water I was using up. It's not expensive, it's just I didn't feel like going out once a week and buying 10 gallons of spring water. It's just not worth it to me. I don't like having 10 gallons of containers sitting around, so I'm trying to figure out how to recycle those. I know I can put plants and stuff like that in it probably. Keep watering them to water my garden, whatever. There's lots of ways of recycling 30 gallons of used spring water containers. But believe it or not, I didn't know whether this was going to work or not. Okay, so this was trial and error. A lot of my keeping with my axolotl has been trial and error. But oh, the name of the picture is not on the front of it. But believe it or not, it's a Brita filter. Do I have that upside down? Whoop. I got desperate. The Brita pitcher cost me $20 at Meijer. And it did take me some time to fill up. I got smart. Instead of buying a gallon bottles of water, not bottles of water, but yeah, gallon size spring containers, I decided to go with 2.5 gallons of water containers. Now I emptied those. The last filling I did with this last change I did, I emptied those into the tank and refilled them with filtered Brita water. That is my tip. That's my little secret. Now, when I was filling this tank up with my iron water, it looked good for the day, for maybe the first day. Second day, lot of fogginess. Just it started looking real bad already, and I did not want to be refilling this tank and emptying it every other day. I thought there had to be an easier solution for this, or more economical, cheaper, something. So I started brainstorming and looking through the store, and my first thought, honestly, was how can I turn the water into like drinkable water, like spring water or something. So I was researching, and I tell you what, that was a lot of, you just got to buy like expensive equipment and stuff. I tried putting bleach into a gallon of water that I had gotten right out of the faucet. Like, you know, try to remove the iron out of the water itself with bleach. That didn't work. It sat for a day, and the water didn't clear up any better than it was when it just came out of the faucet. I tried an iron removing bag. That's this thing on Amazon. It says that it filters iron really well through it, and you can recharge it. I even have the salts to recharge the bag. The problem with this is when it gets wet, I mean, the sand in it doesn't clump, or whatever's in it doesn't clump up, but it's supposed to fit in your filter. That. It came with its own filter cartridge. I put this and that filter cartridge in there. Together, that didn't work because it was blocking the water outflow. I tried putting this in the filter by itself without the cartridge. This itself blocked the water outflow, the water output. I left the original filter cartridge that came with inside this and removed this. And the next day my filter cartridge was completely black. So, like I said, this has been a lot of trial and error. So this, that, and a lot of iron water, just none of it was working. So whenever I brought the Brita filter home, this could work. This might work. So I went through, filled that Brita filter up. Took me most of the day, although that thing actually drains pretty fast. The last Brita filter I had drained really slow, but this one drains really fast. It's like the Brita filter extra or something. I don't remember the actual brand of it. It's been a while since I last bought a Brita filter pitcher. But whenever I filled these containers up with it, I was like, okay, leave them there for a day. The next day, clear water, clean water. So I thought, I'm onto something. 2 weeks later, this water has been sitting in these containers for 2 weeks now, and they are crystal clear. So I'm going to start filling my tank up and getting it refilled, and I'll show you the end result of it all. I didn't realize that one of my containers wasn't completely full. So I'm a little short on filling this tank up to where I want it at. So I will show you how fast this Brita filter filters the water. I've got it filled to that area right there, and it is filtering through. That's how fast it's going. Now it does take a bit to fill up one of those 2.5 gallon containers, but I tell you what, this saves me from having to drive all the way to town to buy 10 gallons of spring water. Well, the tank is all excuse me, the tank is all put back together. I'm gonna let you watch me feed him. His air bubbler, look how pretty that water is, so clear. And there he is. Hey, come here. Hey. You ready to eat? You want some bloodworms? Hey. Are you not in the mood to eat right now? Oh, nope, he nibbled. Up, there he goes. Frozen squares of frozen bloodworms that I get from the pet store. He's probably ready for regular live worms. I just haven't gotten any yet. I thought these plants would weigh this plate down. But yeah, that's all of it. Say hi, Draco. He's a funny looking thing, but he's been fun to care for. Been very interesting. Now, to those of you thinking about, I don't know where in the world you get axolotls from, a pet store or a person, so I don't know. But from what I have learned, they are not very easy pets to keep. I think at this point I can probably feed him once a day now. I was feeding him 2 to 3 times a day. And their tanks do get nasty quick. Like a cat trying to eat hair from somewhere. His tank honestly needs cleaned out once a week, and it takes me about an hour to do everything to get it cleaned up. And every time I feed him, I have gotten lazy, and when I feed him, I just like let it go, and that's probably why his tank ended up looking the way it did after 2 weeks. For one, I wasn't scooping out the extra food that he wasn't consuming, and 2, I just let it go for too long. In my opinion, they are a bit harder to care for than a cat or a bird. They are time consuming. You need to dedicate at least a few minutes twice a day to feeding your axolotl if they're small. I think I can start feeding him once a day now. I have to look it back up. But he's 7 inches long. I think I might have mentioned that earlier. So yeah, if you need something, if you want a pet, but you don't have a whole lot of time for it, get one that's not gonna be so time consuming. Not one that you don't have to dedicate at least an hour to a week to an hour once a week to cleaning up their mess. A cat, you just feed it, water it, take it to the vet, whatever, brush its fur, whatever kind of cat you got or want, and clean out the litter box. Bird, feed it, water it, clean its cage out. I mean, you know the drill. If you've kept animals in the past, you know the drill. I got the axolotl because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I do have the time at times. Most of the time I have the time. There are certain days that I actually do get too busy, and I have to throw like a cube of food in there and hope he eats. But most of the time I do have the time to, take the food and hand it to him and make sure he eats. I am afraid that if I just let the cubes float in the top of the aquarium, he won't notice it and he'll go hungry, and just let all that food float to the bottom or fall to the bottom and go to waste. I thought I heard my dog yipping a little bit. Anyways, I hope you found this video useful. I hope you liked some parts of it or all of it. I hope you have a wonderful, blessed day, and thank you for watching, if you got this far. God bless. Bye.